Hi, I'm Ethan Moore here at the Fairview Middle School Performing Arts Studio. It's a glorious day here in Fairview, opening up the new auditorium. Everybody's super excited about it. I'm super excited about it. We're here to get a couple interviews, talk to some Fairview proud Yellow Jackets and Fairview Falcons, and get some interviews with some superintendents and some principals. So let's go.
I'm Harry Sanborn, and we are deep inside Fairview Middle School's new auditorium, so let's go take a look. Right now we're in the wardrobe, no clothes in here yet, but this is going to be the dressing room right here. As you can see, brand new lights, a lot of mirrors. Let's keep going. Over there we have more dressing rooms and a bathroom, of course, kind of where the actors would wait to go on. And if we go out here, we can actually see the stage. See, we just had a band perform right here. And let's get a viewpoint from where the actors would be performing. Right here, we see what it would look like from the viewpoint of maybe a band person or an actor. Right here we have the podium.
Hi, I'm Ethan Moore here inside the auditorium here at Fairview Middle School. Just let's see what some of the people around here think about the new auditorium and what Williamson County thinks of it. So, what was your significance in planning this today?
Well, part of my role as communications director for Williamson County Schools is to plan ribbon cuttings. So that's kind of a fun part of my job. And so I get to work with the school principal and then the school board chairman, Dr. Looney, and various other folks to put it all together.
So, are you excited about this building?
I love it, don't you? Isn't it fabulous? I mean, aren't you sad that you aren't in middle school anymore?
I am pretty sad that I'm not in middle school anymore. But it looks like everyone's going to enjoy this building, and looks like there's a bright future ahead. So
I think it's great. And I think the ribbon cutting went swimmingly well. And I loved having the chorus out singing in the front. I know y'all got some footage of that. And I loved having the band play. I just think it's great for Fairview, great for Fairview Middle School, great for Fairview High School. Good all the way around.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Being here in the new auditorium, what was your significance in building this auditorium?
Well, we've been working across the county to build auditoriums because when a lot of our schools were built originally, it just wasn't in the scope of what was typically done at a school. The special significance about the auditorium here at Fairview Middle is nowhere in the building was there a stage for performances. And so now we have a stage in a terrific setting so the families can come and watch their children perform, bands, theater, choral. It's just going to be a wonderful venue for Fairview.
So are you excited about the auditorium? Most people are you?
Oh yeah, sure.
Well, thank you for helping building this building. I mean, I'm really excited for the future students to come up to Fairview High School. Yeah. I think it'll help them a lot, so thank you.
Yes, sir.
Seeing that it's a brand new auditorium, what was your significance in building this?
Well, I'm just part of the school board, which ultimately we discussed on which schools were needed it most, and which schools we wanted to have it. And I really pushed to make sure Fairview Middle School was part of that discussion. And through the budgetary process, we were able to get to the county commission and get it approved. So
you're excited that the auditorium's built here at Fairview Middle School?
Absolutely. I think it's a huge huge opportunity for our students, both in the arts. We talk about our school system being nationally recognized in the arts, and this is a step towards Fairview students being able to attain that goal.
So how do you think Fairview Middle School's future in the arts is going to look like?
I think it's going to be a huge opportunity for them to make some big gains. We've got great teachers, great art teacher, great band teacher, great core teacher. The opportunity to, like Mr. Schrader said, the opportunity to perform on a stage is second to none. So I think it's going to impact our future students in a huge way.
Well, thank you so much for the interview.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Being the theater teacher here at Fairview Middle School, how excited are you to have this?
We are really excited. We have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. It'll be our job here is to actually prepare them for high school. So having an auditorium like this is going to allow us to do so many things with them to when they come up to Miss Hanson. They'll be ready for theater. They'll know how to do a professional performance. They'll know all the technical elements that go into that. So we're ecstatic. We could not be happier.
So how do you think Fairview Middle School's future looks in the arts with the new auditorium?
It looks amazing. You know, we're going to have band concerts in here, choir concerts in here as well as we can. We'll have to work them out because of there's a minimal amount of seating in here, but we'll do our best. And then we're going to do a lot of musicals. We'll do one fall play and one spring musical every year. So from this point on, we'll keep them rolling so people in the Fairview community have something that they can come in and root on their kids.
Well, it sounds like you're really excited. Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
What is your role here with Fairview Middle School in high school?
I am Director of Facilities and Construction for the school district for Williamson County.
So what was your significance in building this auditorium?
We're responsible for all the design, selecting architects, engineers, a design team, coming up with a program for the building on how the building is laid out, the size of the building, and what components go into it. We're also responsible for managing the budget during construction and making sure that all of the construction is done in accordance with project documents.
It sounds like you're really a significant role here in building this building, and I know I'm excited for the future students, and I know Fairview Middle School is excited. So how do you think Fairview Middle School's future looks, having a new building like this and being able to prepare them for high school?
Well, as you know, the district, one of their goals is to make sure that we have facilities that can showcase the arts and performing arts of the students within the district. And that's one of Dr. Looney's main goals was academics, arts, and athletics. And so this facility will allow the students to have a venue that they can come to, that they can learn what it's like to be on stage, operate the lighting, and perform in front of live audience.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
You do the same. Thank you.
I'm here at Fairview Middle School with Chase in the new auditorium. So Chase, what do you think about this new place?
I think it's really great. We've always been waiting for one for a while. I was a little disappointed that it didn't come earlier in the year so we can have more performances in it, but I am really excited for the upcoming play, The Seussical.
Yeah, speaking of that, are you going to go to the play?
I've been considering it for a while, and I think I will.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be awesome, but you are probably one of the first people to play on this. How was it to play up there in front of all these important people in Williamson County?
It really is an honor, like being the first people up there. It's just thrill. It's like riding a skateboard for this time. First, you're gonna fall down, and things like that are gonna happen, but you're gonna pick right back up because you want to ride that skateboard. You're gonna get right back on it.
Yeah, that you know what, Chase, that's perfect. Thank you for your time, and great job up there today.
Thank you.
Chase, that was awesome.
I do public speaking a lot.
Oh, really? All right, I'm here with Brad Schrader, Mr. Schrader's son, and Brad, what do you think about the new auditorium?
I think the new auditorium is great. They worked on it so hard. They were supposed to get done with it last year, but they didn't, so it took a while.
Hey, but they finally got it done. But Brad, how do you think your dad did talking up there?
My dad did great. He wasn't nervous at all. He did awesome.
Yeah, he did. So, Brad, the first play is going to be Seussical, I believe. Are you going to go to that?
I usually go to that. I used to go to some plays. They're fun. I enjoy them.
All right. Thank you, Brad. I'm here with Carol Birdsong at the new Fairview Auditorium. And Miss Birdsong, this is a great place, but the roads outside to get here to this great place might get a little icy. So do you think we're going to get an ice call or maybe get out of school?
Boy, that is wishful thinking. You know what? I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed because it's January's like over and we haven't gotten anything. They've kind of teased us, don't you think?
Yeah.
I'm just saying the meteorologists have kind of teased us when they have said that, it's going to snow and then it doesn't. So I don't know. What do you think February holds?
I don't know. I keep looking at my phone almost every night waiting to see that little snow icon. And nothing's coming yet. But what about our broadcasting teacher, Mr. King? What do you think about him? He's the one that makes all this possible for us to come down and get all this information.
You know what? You guys, I have to say, are so fortunate at Fairview High School to have Bob King, otherwise known as King Bob, as your media production teacher, because I think he absolutely has a heart of gold. And coupled with his heart of gold, he is a smart fella. And, and he has a work ethic that compares to none other I've seen. So you combine that heart of gold with his work ethic and just his knowledge. You guys are so fortunate to have Mr. King as your teacher. I just have to tell you that.
Oh, no, he's very wise. We see the wisdom every single day. But thank you for your time, Miss Birdsong, and have a nice day.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Are you excited to have this building and the auditorium built?
We are very excited. It's been a long time coming from the time we first heard that it was a possibility, from the time it was approved, and then we've been watching it be built over this past year, so we're very excited.
So what kind of stuff are you guys expected to be doing in this auditorium in future years?
Well, primarily it'll be for our performing arts programs, for drama and chorus and band, but we'll also be using it for any types of school assemblies that we need to have, and also community events.
So how long did it take to build this building?
It's been almost exactly a year from the time we broke ground.
Well, that sounds really good, and I hope you guys enjoy the building, and thank you for the interview.
Okay, thank you.
Seeing that this new auditorium's built, what are your feelings about it?
I love it. It's beautiful. It's a great thing, especially, I know it's weird to say, but it's a great thing for Fairview High School because all of these students are going to funnel into us, so the great things that happen here are going to end up happening at our school too.
That's really cool. Being the principal at Fairview High School, did you have any influence on this building?
Not really. We are the only high school that doesn't have one. And there was a lot of question, like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And my answer has always been exactly what I just said to you, that we benefit because the future Jackets are performing and learning to perform here and will grow to be better Jackets because of it.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. It sounds like you're really excited about this.
I am.
Welcome. I am Gary Schrader, principal of Fairview Middle School. We're glad to have you all here today. That was our 8th grade band that you just heard, directed by Lindsay Halford, our band director. I'd like to hear from them. Out in the foyer, as you came in, hopefully you got to hear our chamber singers, directed by our chorus director, Kristen Houck. And that's all Carol would let us have perform. Or we would have had our drama up here and another song by the band. And you won't believe our 6th grade band that most of them have never played before they got to middle school, and how good they are. But that's all Carol would let us do. I did want to mention that we did have 8 members of our choir in the Tennessee Honors Choir that was together all day yesterday at Brentwood Baptist Church, and they performed last night, and it was fabulous. So we were very proud of them. I also want to introduce our drama teacher, is Mr. Jeff Boyette. You should have seen the sign. We invite you back for our first performance in this building, which will be Seussical the Musical, which we're really excited about, and auditions are already happening for that. And I'd also like to introduce our fabulous art teacher, Miss Michelle Vinci, that I don't see back here. I'd like to welcome everyone that's here, but we have a special group of students, as you are aware. This year in Williamson County, we kicked off a Be Nice campaign that was actually started at Fairview High School, and we are very proud of that. And we had been doing it some before this year, but one thing that we did is we selected one representative from each homeroom that was elected by their other students to be the representative of that homeroom. So since we couldn't have everybody in here today, I was thinking, what students can I get to fill this audience up? And I said, well, 1, that'll be a reward for those students for being nice. And then 2, I know those students are not going to misbehave in front of our visitors. So I would like our homeroom Be Nice representatives to stand up. And we have more kids than that are nice, but those are the nicest ones. I want to thank everyone that made this happen, starting with our central office staff and Dr. Looney to the school board and all the way up to the county commission that funded it. And we're just so excited, and we'll mention some more of those people specifically later. But I did want to give special thanks to Dr. Looney and Ken Peterson, and I'm not sure if Bubba Jones and Ricky Jones are here, but when the capital budget was put in, everybody would like to have one of these, but we can't build them all at the same time. And so those were the people that really advocated for us to have this. And so thank you for that. The biggest thing about this building to me is we didn't have a stage on our campus. We think the arts are very important. We have outstanding teachers of the arts. And as we went through the process of hoping that we could get this, one thing that I continue to share is we don't have a stage. And there were some schools that only had a stage at the end of their gym. There were some schools that wanted a bigger building with a stage. And I kept saying, we don't have a stage. And I know that Shakespeare tells us that the world is the stage, is our stage. But there's something different about being up here. Even the principal, who talks in front of people a lot with these bright lights, has a little sweaty palms to get up here on the stage. And for our students, that's what this is all about. This is about our students. Middle school is a time where you discover yourself, and that's why we want to provide lots of opportunities. And one thing that's just hit me lately is it's not always discovering your talents. Sometimes it's discovering areas where you don't have talents. But if we don't give them the opportunities to try different things, then they're never going to know that they're really good at something, or that maybe that's not the direction they need to go. If my school would have had chorus and I tried it, I would have found out really quick that wasn't for me. But that's part of life too, is trying and failing, and that we just really value that here.
Dr. Looney's daughter is actually having surgery today, so he did want me to let you all know that he offers his regrets for not being able to come. This is the kind of thing he loves. My name is Jason Golden. I'm the Deputy Superintendent and General Counsel for the school system, which means one of my areas of responsibility is what the building that we're in here today for. The construction, facilities, those kinds of things are among my responsibilities. About 12 years ago or so, 2003, is that 12 years? Does that sound right, guys? 2003, we built our first standalone theater in Williamson County Schools, and that was at Page High School. When we built some of our school buildings before that date, it really just wasn't in the scope of what we did. But over time, we recognized there's a whole lot of value in the kind of building that we're standing in here today. After that, middle schools started coming along, and Hillsborough Middle School got a theater very similar to this one, and we've started projects to go around the county and make sure that middle schools also had theaters for productions as you all grow and develop. And this is the third of those buildings. Woodland just opened just a few months ago, and so you guys have a brand new facility. And I'm wondering, I mentioned 2003 is the first date that we started building these theaters. Anybody in the audience born in 2003? Yeah, there you go. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? It takes us that long to go through the process, but the truth is we got 41 schools. It's a lot of work. We have a lot of people involved in making this come to fruition, and it's neat that you guys now are able to, those of you who are students who are able to enjoy that. I do have the privilege of introducing and thanking a number of those people who were involved in making this happen. And as I walk through this, if I mention your name, I'd like you to either stand up or wave, let everybody recognize you and acknowledge you for the work you've done. Our general contractor was Kerry Campbell Construction. Jerry Allgard was our project superintendent, and Gerald Rhodes, a project manager. There you go. All right. Thank you very much for your work. I want to thank all the tradesmen that use their talents in constructing this building. We think of them as subcontractors because there are a lot of different specializations that have to work to make something like this happen. So I want to thank all of you, the subcontractors, the tradesmen, any of you who are here in the audience with us today. All right, so the general came, which is terrific. They're probably working on some other project because they got to make ends meet. I do want to thank the design team, Goodwin Mills Kaywood Architects. They did a tremendous job. And one of the things that they started with the Hillsborough project, and we've used that same model for this one as well. For Williamson County Schools, I want to especially thank Gary Hall, who was the primary employee of WCS responsible for working on this project. Gary's a Fairview resident, so some of you may see him buying Diet Mountain Dew at the store. Is that what you're doing? Diet Mountain Dew? And I also want to thank Kevin Fortney, who is our facilities director. Kevin? And really, the main folks we want to thank is our parents, those of you who reside here in Fairview, who kept us on track and made sure that we knew and we had an emotional grasp that this building is important for our students. And this is a step in the right direction. We're still working on theaters across the county. Fairview High is still on our 5-year capital plan, but boy, it is so nice to see this project here come to fruition so these students can use it.
I have the privilege of recognizing our board members who are present here today, but first I'd like to just ask if you are a parent of a Fairview Middle School student or former Fairview Middle School student, would you please stand and let us just recognize you? I'll tell you the truth, you people more than anybody else are responsible for this building being here today. And thank you for your tireless efforts in demanding excellence, both from your children and from those you've entrusted to educate your children. We are just entirely indebted to you. So keep us on track, keep us driving. That's great.
Right now, I'd like to recognize our current board members who are present. If you could please stand after I call your name. Mr. Cash. Mr. Peterson. I'd also like to invite to stand our former board members who were very instrumental in the development of these buildings. Ms. Boyd. And our former board chairman, Ms. Pat Anderson. I want to thank you, board members, for listening to the parents and the teachers when they expressed that they needed these buildings. And you listened and you were diligent in keeping this as a priority, making it happen. And I absolutely would be remiss if I did not recognize Mr. Peterson in his extremely vigilant efforts to get this building built. You have a tremendous advocate in him. He's a good man.
It's always fun to be here, and I'd like to start out and recognize the Fairview Mayor, Patty Carroll. I love to see these projects come to fruition. The county is growing so fast, and earlier the mayor was talking about in an event this morning, he's talking about that our county's assessed value, which is what all the property is worth in the county, has now reached $9 billion, which is the fourth largest county in the state. To give you an idea how fast we're growing, the first 200 years of the county, we had an assessed value of $4 billion, excuse me. And in the last 15 or 20 years, we've more than doubled that. In the last year, a year ago, we were at 8 billion, now we're at 9 billion. So this gives you an idea how fast the county is growing and some of the challenges the county commission is trying to meet. And this is one of these challenges. We're trying to build these across the county, and we recognize the value to the students and to the parents and the community. So we would love for everybody to come out and enjoy this. It's a community theater as far as come and watch the students perform. I look forward to the many events this auditorium brings to the community, and I thank you, and I hope you enjoy your new auditorium. Thank you. Next, I'd like to call Principal Schrader.
Okay, now for the fun part. I need to do a quick little training just in case. Once again, Carol is in charge of this thing, and she's told me it's going to be like this, and we're going to be in and we're going to be out. But I don't think she's going to come up here and pull me away.
Okay, Mr. Schrader, on three. What do you say?
Ready?
Everybody got the cameras ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3, cut.